Another obstacle that blocks our infinite power is sexual lust. In other words, it's uncontrolled, misused, and abused sexual energy. First of all, let us see what sexual lust is not. Two people can choose this lifestyle only on the basis of deep mutual trust, respect, and appreciation. And we know that those qualities can't be developed within the first few minutes or even few days of interaction. It takes a while, perhaps several months or sometimes years to develop this special level of communication. That's why those people sometimes call one another their significant others. And also, again, it's a choice. They can choose physical intimacy, which in this case is truly well earned and well deserved. Or they can choose to stay sex free. This lifestyle is known as non sexual marriages or non sexual relationships. But if they choose the path of physical intimacy, in this case, this way of interaction can truly be healthy and mutually empowering. If the relationships are completely free from dependence and codependence, and both of them are completely free from mental, emotional, physical, and financial attachments to one another. Otherwise, sexual energy becomes polluted, and it will inevitably block the infinite power of our true selves. Now it's clear that any other use of sexual energy will be sexual lust that blocks our infinite power. Perhaps we don't need any examples of what sexual lust is, but just in case, we can share some of them for more clarity. A psychologist can't effectively work with his client if he is sexually aroused by that client's physical appearance, and especially if he starts fantasizing about possibility of having sex with that client. The infinite power is blocked immediately. We know that we can really assist our clients or anyone only by our infinite power, which is the source of the highest wisdom and energy that provides necessary solutions. This is the power of the Most High in action. Otherwise, it will be just lifeless words, like quotes from some smart books, or perhaps from some spiritual teachers, but no power. Another example, people who like to look at other people with sexual interest in workplaces, public areas, public transit, the like, including the mass media and internet, of course. Any sexual self-expression outside of the context of our true significant other is a blockage to the flow of our infinite power. Deep within your soul, everyone desires that level of relationship, which is based on mutual respect and appreciation, tested by time, with no dependency, no codependency, no mental, emotional, physical, and financial attachments. It means that if the other party decides to change their minds about the relationship and wants to move on in life, they can openly talk about it and you release them immediately. And you start your new life right in the next second. Because there is no emotional, mental, physical, and financial attachment. There is no such thing as I can't live without you. Then parting is not a tragedy and not a drama. Just time to move on. That's it. Nothing special, nothing personal. A fairy tale that people can't live without sex is just what it is. A fairy tale. A myth created by sex, drugs, and rock and roll culture. Of course, we don't talk about morals, religion, and sinfulness here. We talk about the way life works. We are either powerful or powerless, disposable biological material that can be used as an infrastructure by the powerful ones. If someone is powerless, he or she can only be useful biological material. And there's about 99% of people on Earth that are not even slightly interested in being great, powerful, holy masters of the third ring of power, the spiritual, sacred government of the world. They say that they just want to enjoy a good life. Sex, drugs, alcohol, rock and roll, and the like. They can definitely be good coffee shop baristas, restaurant servers, factory workers, gardeners, bus drivers, street sweepers, and the like. Some of them can even be managers, top managers, chief executive officers, businessmen, politicians. But no matter who they are, they're just a part of infrastructure, powerless biological objects that don't have and can't have their own self-volition and power of decision making. So they're destined to be controllable biological objects that comprise the national and global infrastructures of goods and service providers for the holy masters, the members of the world's sacred government. And because they're lifeless and powerless, they have their shelf life. They're easily replaceable, disposable material. And of course, they say they prefer to enjoy free sex. And we use them in our coffee shops, our restaurants, and in other service centers of all kinds. If you listen to our other videos, then you know that there are only two kinds of people on earth: masters and servants. And a master can't live like a servant, and a servant can't live like a master. But both of them are needed for life. Everyone and everything have their valuable place in life's natural order. And no one is born to be a master, and no one is born to be a servant. It's a matter of your conscious choice. No discrimination at all. And if you keep participating in the third ring of power videos, it means that you either chose mastery or you are very close to that choice. This is the end of the fourth session. Talk to you in 3 weeks.